They are heading to Chicago. Some claim that they're escaping Texas right now because they are trying to prevent the state legislature there from having a quorum, enough lawmakers to be able to vote on a redistricting plan. They say that it is being forwarded by President Trump.
A few moments later.
This truancy ends now. The derelict Democrat House members must return to Texas and be in attendance when the House reconvenes at 3:00 p.m. on Monday, August 4th, 2025. For any member who fails to do so, I will invoke Texas Attorney General Opinion number KP-0382 to remove the missing Democrat from membership in the Texas House. And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton, and of course it helps you because it helps us. It's just a flick of the boop, just flick the finger for the channel now, y'all, you know? Now, y'all, today we are following up on what we've been talking about for several days now, which is that the Texas Democrats have now fled the state. Some of them. And y'all might hear a little background noise. You know your boy, you know I get around. You know I'm over here doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But the Texas Democrats have fled the state. Some of them even have gone to Chicago where your boy, the illustrious sub 10% approval rating mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, you know who we talking about. I'm sure he received them with welcome, open arms, right? They fled the state in order to try to avoid a redistricting problem where it looks like if it goes through, the Texas Legislature is going to redraw the districts, which would give Republicans up to 5 additional seats in the United States House of Representatives, okay? U.S. House of Representatives, what we're talking about. That would help solidify their majority there and also create a buffer just in case in 2026 there are some losses in the House. They may be able to still maintain the majority. Now, y'all, we're about to jump into this awesome content, but before we do, I want y'all to go to Paralegal. First of all, it helps the channel out, and it can help you out. Help you protect your precious retirement from the upsies, downsies, roundsies, and the roundsies. Go to Paralegal, PARALEGOLD.com, and find out how to protect your retirement, and then call 844-651-8334 and speak to my people at Augusta Precious Metals. Tell them that Paralegal sent you. Now let's get back to this awesome content.
They are indeed. It's a plane load of Texas Democratic lawmakers. In fact, they're still on the tarmac in Austin. We have a live picture of the plane sitting there getting ready to take off very shortly. They are heading to Chicago. Some claim that they're escaping Texas right now because they are trying to prevent the state legislature there from having a quorum, enough lawmakers to be able to vote on a redistricting plan. They say that it is being forwarded by President Trump. Will increase the number of Republican districts in that state by 5. Now, the group boarded that plane about an hour ago and due to land at O'Hare about 6:30, but they will be a little later than that, it looks like right now. They then will head straight to the DuPage County Democratic Party offices here in Carroll Stream, where they will meet with Governor Pritzker and also speak with the media. Now, the group claims Texas Republicans are bowing to the president by trying to pass a gerrymandered redistricting plan that would add 5 Republican seats to Congress. As long as they stay away from the state, however, this state legislature will not have a quorum and then thus not be able to pass any legislation, including relief to families who are also awaiting help because of the recent floods in Texas.
They see this as a crisis situation. They see this as something that they cannot allow to take place. So they have fled the state. Now, what would fleeing the state do? Like, how does that help? Getting out of the state means that there will be no possibility of a quorum. A quorum is what you need to have a certain number or certain percentage of people, of lawmakers present in order to make a vote happen. If they're not there, then there's no quorum. And if there's no quorum, there's no vote. And if they don't vote, then they can't lose. You see how that works? So basically, they're fleeing the state in order to try to prevent this redistricting situation. But things are heating up. You have people calling for them to be arrested.
Now, meantime, the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sent a tweet out a bit ago. He says that the Democrats in the Texas House who try to stay away like cowards should be found, arrested, and brought back to the Capitol immediately. He continues, we should use every tool at our disposal to hand those who think that they are above the law, to handle those who think they're above the law.
Yes, arrested and brought back to the state. You have even the governor threatening that if they don't show up for work, which is their job, if they don't show up for work, he's threatening to even replace them. In other words, say, look, you abandoned your place and we are going to replace you. And you would imagine he's going to replace them with people who are going to vote in a particular way, a way that's favorable to his party. He's Republican. So things are really heating up quickly, y'all.
Meantime, Texas Democratic Senator Alex Padilla weighed in on this fight this morning on the morning shows.
But if they were to go forward and deliver Trump his 5 additional Republican seats, that's what he's asked for, just like he asked the Georgia Secretary of State for 11,000 more votes after the 2020 election. The stakes are simply too high. The economic stakes, the state of our democracy, the health of our institutions, the checks and balances.
Texas Republicans are not giving up the fight, however. The head of the Texas State Senate says that he plans to call the legislature to order tomorrow, and if there are not enough lawmakers there to form a quorum, he says we'll let the stakes fall where they may, without describing exactly what the consequences may be.
Finally, y'all, I'm going to read this letter from Governor Greg Abbott. He's the governor of Texas, and he is saying that he's going to replace these people if they don't come back to work. So I'm going to read it, and you tell me what you think later, okay? After I finish. Real Texans do not run from a fight, but that's exactly what most of the Texas House Democrats just did. Rather than doing their job and voting on urgent legislation affecting the lives of all Texans, they have fled Texas to deprive the House of the quorum necessary to meet and conduct business. These absences are not merely unintended and unavoidable interruptions in public service, like a sudden illness or family emergency. Instead, these absences were premeditated for an illegitimate purpose, what one representative called, quote, breaking quorum. Another previously signaled that Democrats, quote, would have to go by an extreme measure, quote, of a quorum break to stop these bills from happening. In other words, Democrats hatched a deliberate plan not to show up for work for the specific purpose of abdicating the duties of their office and thwarting the chamber's business. That amounts to an abandonment or forfeiture of an elected state office. When the governor calls a special session, our Constitution provides that the legislature shall meet. It's not optional, it's a duty. The absconded Democrat House members were elected to meet and vote on legislation, not to prevent votes that may not go their way. Every session, legislatures on both sides of the aisle find themselves on the losing side of a legislative vote. And every session, most of these legislators find a way to disagree agreeably and behave like adults rather than going AWOL. This truancy ends now. The derelict Democrat House members must return to Texas and be in attendance when the House reconvenes at 3:00 p.m. on Monday, August 4th, 2025. For any member who fails to do so, I will invoke Texas Attorney General Opinion number KP-0382 to remove the missing Democrat from membership in the Texas House. In that opinion, the Attorney General considered whether Texas law allows for a determination that a legislator has vacated office if they intentionally break quorum. The Attorney General concluded that whether a specific legislator abandoned his or her office such that a vacancy occurred will be a fact question for a court. He further concluded that through a, quote, warranto action, a district court may determine that a legislator has forfeited his or her office due to abandonment and can remove the legislator from office, thereby creating a vacancy. That empowers me to swiftly fill vacancies under Article 3, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution. In addition to abandoning their offices, these legislators may have committed felonies. Many absentee Democrats are soliciting funds to evade the fines they will incur under House rules. Any Democrat who solicits, accepts, or agrees to accept such funds to assist in the violation of legislative duties or for purposes of skipping a vote may have violated bribery laws. The same could be true for any person who offers, confers, or agrees to confer such funds to fleeing House Democrat members. I will use my full extradition authority to demand to return to Texas of any potential out-of-state felons. Signed, Greg Abbott, y'all. So I want y'all to let me know what you think about this. Here I'm going to put up the results of the poll from last night so you can see them. But I want you to kind of think about this from the perspective, what if this were what if your side, if you're not on the side of the Democrats, what if your side were about to be diminished, right? Through redistricting, you were going to lose 5 seats. The districts were going to be all redrawn. People were going to be actually drawn out of their district. You were going to have people on your side who previously had 2 different districts. Now they're drawn into the same district, so they have to run off against each other. You know, trying to put yourself in a position of the shoe on the other foot. Would you just say, hey, we just have to suck it up, you know, win some seats and then come back and do our thing next time? Or would you say this is not fair and make a ruckus? Would you support your side running away or hiding? I just want to know, I mean, like shoes on the other foot. I want to know how y'all would really want to handle this. So let me know down in the comments. Now, before you do, stop, hit that share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all already know I'm going into my gold spiel for my people who have a retirement. Do y'all see what the stock market's been doing lately? Up, down, roundy, round. If you just want to rest assured, think about gold, y'all. It has been mankind's strongest, oldest, hardest money for 5,000 years. Hit my link, Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Get the information. Just see if it'll work for you. And also call our partners at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. You could boss up and live like me and be flying around and doing tropical locations and making YouTube videos. I want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.